Hello, welcome to a brand new tutorial from AZF TV. It's Ahmed. It's been a while and today I come to you with a very exciting tutorial. Today we are going to analyze something about whether the Accra US Embassy will be increasing its capacity. That's from the stack 25 to something higher, let's say 100 or more, so that a lot of people could realize the American dream. So in view of this, we are going to use or rely on historical data, that's the past data, so that we will be able to ascertain what could happen, because that's the only existing data that will help us to analyze the progress and what could happen. So we can see clearly that the capacity of the embassy is around 25 to 30. So that's how it has been for DV 2023, and currently the embassy is around 24,000 getting to 25,000. So will the embassy move forward and increase its capacity to, let's say, 125,180 and cover up to 40,000 and make those with higher case number to realize the American dream? Or would it go back and look at the lower case numbers that escaped because they were still being kept at processing under KCC? So as I said earlier on, we are going to rely on historical data to predict that, then we can be more rest assured. So let's move on to DV 2022. Let's see what happened during DV 2022. DV 2022, this was what happened during the last days. So as you can find over here, during the last days in the month of July, initially it was still the same 25-20 column. So the embassy called 2 times or sent notification 2 times in the month of July. That's amounting to 40. So this is what actually happened. Now mind you, we are left with approximately either 2 months or 3, depending on where the embassy want to end it. But if you are going to go by the physical year analysis, then it means we are only left with just 2 months for DV 2023 to end. So let's move on to DV 2021. 2021. Yeah, they were able to move forward and they got to that's September. So let's see the capacity. So the capacity clearly tells us that the highest bar over here is 20. So that's the highest that they could go during that year. So nothing exactly or nothing fascinating happened during the last period. It was still the same thing that was going on. So let's move on to DV 2020. These two, they were able to get to September. Let's see the capacity. The same story. This was a time that the world was waking up from coronavirus. You have DV 2019, sorry. Let's look at the capacity. The capacity was increased, that's to 70. So that means during this time they were able to handle more people, even getting to the end, as you can find here. So when you add 22 plus 2, we have 24, 25, then this will give us 38. So even during the last period, you can see that it was they increased their capacity. That's for 2019. So let's move on to DV 2018. The same story. Even to the end, they were increasing their capacity. So everything was moving on well. They were able to look up to a highest of 80 people per case range. That was very huge. So let's move on to DV 2017. There's the same story. This time around they're able to even look at up to about 120 or 110 capacity, and these were good times. The last thing that you're looking at is the DV 2016, and the same thing happens. They were able to expand and look at large number of people. So based on these data, what we can say is that it can happen that the embassy for the next 2 months, that for the month of June and for the month of July, where June, anyone who receive its notification in the month of June will be scheduled for appointment in August, and those who receive their letters in July will be scheduled for the month of September. So that's the end of the program. So relatively we are left with just 2 months for DV 2023 to end. Now based on the historical data, there were some times that they maintained the pattern, that's the trend that they are using, and there were times that they increased it. So we can just only hope for the best. And this time, after submitting your DS260 form, after doing everything you do, after KCC processing your DS260, there is nothing more that we can do in your human capacity. So we just leave everything in the hands of your object of faith, and the embassy will do its works. But we are just hoping that these last 2 days they do more just or more good to Ghanaians and expand the capacity. That's from the initial 25 to, let's say, about 100 or more. So that's it for today. See you next time. Remember, subscribe to this channel. Then bye bye.